Please be seated. Good morning. My name is Jason Belk, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Dean of Students for GW Law School and welcoming you to the 2023 Academic Awards celebration. We're so pleased that all of you could join us for this special occasion. Today is a wonderful day in the life of George Washington University Law School, as we are going to present some of our finest students with recognition for their hard work and diligence. This celebration is being recorded for all of the participants, so we ask that you please silence your cell phones at this time, or if there's a call that you need to take, please step outside, or if there's a baby that you need to soothe, you can do that in here too, outside. It's a family affair. We're family friendly. But we do respectfully ask you to move into the lobby and use the side doors if you do need to take a phone call. In today's program, faculty and deans will be reading the accomplishments and names of the winning student from the podium. The students don't know what awards they're getting. They just know that they're going to get something, which is, we like secrets here, it's kind of exciting. So for students, when your name is called, come forward and receive your award and stand center stage for a photo with Dean Matthew. You'll receive a link to your photo for your special moment, and copies can be ordered if you wish. You'll be contacted you'll be contacted at your law school email address within 2 weeks for additional information about the photos. On the back of your program, it says I'm supposed to show a sample. You'll find a QR code. This QR code will send you to the GW Law Academic Awards website, which will be uploaded later today. On that website, you will be able to see the names of all of the winners of the awards. This ceremony is also being live streamed and recorded, so you can share the link of the digital recording with your friends and family after the ceremony. That link will be available on the Academic Awards website in a couple of days. With that, I now have the pleasure of introducing Dana Bowen Matthew, Dean of George Washington University Law School and Harold H. Jean Professor of Law. Just wait till I tell you the rest of it. A nationally recognized lawyer and legal scholar with 3 decades of industry and academic experience, Dean Matthew is the first woman to lead GW Law. She is also the founder and inaugural faculty director of GW's newly chartered Equity Institute, an interdisciplinary research hub dedicated to addressing racial, ethnic, and socioeconomic injustice. A leader in public health and civil rights law with a passion for public service, Dean Matthew joined GW Law in 2020 from the University of Virginia Law School. At UVA, she was not only a chaired law professor, but a professor of public health sciences at the UVA School of Medicine and director of the university's Equity Center. Prior to UVA, she served as a professor of law, vice dean, and associate dean of academic affairs at the University of Colorado Law School. And before that, she was a professor of law and medicine at the University of Kentucky College of Law. Dean Matthew has held a number of important positions in the policy world. She served as the Robert Wood Johnson Health Policy Fellow for U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow, and as senior advisor in the Office of Civil Rights at the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. She is also a non-resident fellow at the Center for Health Policy at the Brookings Institution. A prolific writer, she is the author of 2 best-selling books, the first being Just Medicine, A Cure for Racial Inequality in American Healthcare, and just recently released Just Health, Treating Structural Racism to Heal America. Dean Matthew received her bachelor's in economics from Harvard Radcliffe College and a JD from UVA School of Law, as well as a PhD in health and behavioral sciences from the University of Colorado, Denver. In short, she is a visionary and strategic leader, very worthy of the applause you already gave her, and we are more than thrilled to have her as Dean of the Law School. Please join me in welcoming Dean Matthew.
I'm so excited because this is my this is my 3rd year as dean, but this is my first in-person graduation. This is also my class because we started together in 2020. We braved the pandemic together, and today we are going to award the best of the best. They're wonderful, wonderful accolades. Please permit me, I'm going to begin with 3 reflections. They're very important to me, they're meaningful to me, and I hope they'll be inspirational to you as well. The first simply says, an unjust law is no law at all. That was said by Augustine of Hippo, a North African theologian and philosopher during the Roman Empire. The second I'll read, O ye who believe, stand firmly for justice as witnesses to Allah, even as against yourselves, your parents, your kin, and whether it's against the rich or the poor, because Allah can protect both. That's from the Quran, Surah An-Nisa 4:135. And the last is a version of the Hebrew doctrine, Tikkun Olam, and it says, we are responsible to repair the world. Now, none of us is responsible to complete the work, but neither are we free not to try. And I wanted to start with those because, again, you are the best of the best, and you're about to receive awards that evince that. It's evidence of your responsibility to try and repair the world. We will be presenting 41 awards today. 60 students will receive them. 7 extremely accomplished students will receive multiple awards. The awards are divided into 5 categories: excellence in clinical practice, distinguished accomplishments, excellence in the general field of study, excellence in oral advocacy, and overall academic excellence, a lot of excellence. These categories represent a great breadth of accomplishment, everything from outstanding performance in specific courses to clinical dedication to victories in advocacy competitions to overall academic performance. They represent a wide range of our very best students, and we are simply delighted to honor you. The faculty has the utmost respect for the award recipients and their accomplishments, but first I want to say also thanks to the mothers, the fathers, the friends, the supporters who made it possible. None of these awards could be achieved without you. We express our gratitude to the benefactors who have endowed many of the awards. And now to the graduates. Whatever your faith, your persuasion, your creed, your belief, I charge you, now that you have been blessed with a GW Law education, to lead us in making the world better than you find it now. Congratulations to you. It's now my pleasure to introduce Paulina Vera, professorial lecturer in law, who will present our first award.
Our first clinical award this afternoon is given to a member of the graduating class who has demonstrated extraordinary ability in the immigration clinic and who also possesses the personal qualities that distinguish Manuel and Ana Maria Benitez, both of whom were immigrants, including initiative, creativity, zeal, loyalty, and integrity. This year's winner's work ethic, which included representing her asylum-seeking client in not 1, but 2 hearings, is not her only admirable trait. She was a great colleague and friend, and her smile and positive attitude are infectious. She always went above and beyond to help out me, Professor Benitez, and her clinic colleagues. This year's award winner is herself the daughter of immigrants from India. Please congratulate the winner of the 2023 Manuel and Ana Maria Benitez Award for Clinical Excellence in Immigration Law, Sporty Dala. I will now pass over the presentation of the rest of the clinical awards to Lori Cohn, Jacob Burns Foundation Associate Dean for Clinical Affairs, Associate Professor of Clinical Law, Director of Family Justice Litigation Clinic, and Director of Civil Access to Justice Clinic.
Good afternoon. The next clinical award today, the Volunteer Service Award, is presented to a member of the graduating JD class who excelled in volunteering his or her time and energy to promote the goals and ideals of law in public interest by contributing to the efforts of the Jacob Burns Community Legal Clinics. This year, we have 2 winners to honor. And when I call your names at the end, please come up together to get your photo together. Our winners graciously volunteered to review, edit, and update a community education publication, the DC Workers Cooperatives, a business and legal toolkit, drafted by students in the Small Business and Community Economic Development Clinic over several semesters. They incorporated a new DC Council unanimously approved bill, the DC Council Street Vendor Advancement Amendment Act of 2023, into a toolkit which is designed to educate individual street vendors and emerging cooperatives led by street vendors. The law stops criminalization of street vendors, creates a vending zone manager, and makes it easier for vendors to get regulatory business licenses. Please join me in congratulating our winners, Brandon Martinez Gonzalez and Melissa Flox. Our next award is sponsored by the Clinical Legal Education Association to honor a student or students who, in the judgment of the faculty, have excelled above others in a clinical course. Our winner has demonstrated an exceptional commitment to serving her clients this year. She worked on the clinic's most challenging cases, representing clients who epitomized the criminal legal system's failures to address and treat systemic issues such as mental illness, poverty, and addiction. While case outcomes can sometimes be misleading, her successes in the clinic were a true testament to her advocacy, skills, and compassion. She worked tirelessly to identify and remedy her clients' needs and holistically help and ensure their long-term success and stability in the Criminal Defense and Justice Clinic. Please join me in congratulating this year's winner, Angela Seagraves. And the final clinical award, the Richard C. Lewis Award, is presented to the member of the graduating JD class who exhibited extraordinary dedication to his or her work in the legal clinics and an unusual compassion and humanity towards clients and colleagues. Our winner today demonstrated extraordinary dedication to her clients in the spring 2023 semester of the Health Rights Law Clinic. The award winner consistently went above and beyond to serve her clients. She embodies the compassionate, dedicated spirit of the Richard C. Lewis Award. After graduation, our winner, Deja Williams, will meld her dedication to health law by joining a law firm in the as a healthcare law fellow in Kansas City, Kansas, in conjunction with the University of Kansas Medical School. Please join me in congratulating our winner, Deja Williams. And now I welcome Elfrida Robinson, Associate Dean for Trial Advocacy, Professorial Lecturer in Law, and Co-Director of the Litigation and Dispute Resolution Program, to present our first award for distinguished accomplishments.
The Justice Thurgood Marshall Award is presented to a graduating Juris Doctor student who has exhibited outstanding performance and dedication to the field of civil rights and civil liberties. Lest we forget, Justice Thurgood Marshall was the chief architect and lead counsel for the landmark decision, Brown v. Board of Education, to which we owe a great deal of gratitude, because we would not be sitting here all together in our beautiful hues without Brown v. Board of Education. Our winner is Sharnice Kulmar. In fall 2022, Sharnice was an inaugural student in the Civil Access to Justice Medical Legal Partnership Clinic. As an inaugural member, she and her cohort were tasked with developing GW Law's first medical legal partnership, which is a fusion model of medical, health, policy, and legal professionals that work together to address social determinants of health that impact the lives of patients in healthcare and medical settings. Additionally, Sharnice served as the Black Law Student Association's employment chair. She collaborated with firms to provide 1L students with best strategies for networking, personal branding, and career readiness. And as an executive director of the annual, now 42 years strong, Patricia Roberts Harris Awards banquets. Would you please, Sharnice, come forward to have your picture taken and to receive your award. I now welcome Elizabeth Ewert, the new Senior Associate Dean for Administrative Affairs and the John S. Jenkins Family Professorial Lecturer in Law and Policy Chair.
Thank you, everyone. I now have the privilege of completing the presentation of awards for distinguished accomplishment this morning, starting with the Scholarship and Leadership Award. This award is presented to a member of the graduating class who best represents a combination of both scholarship and leadership. Our winner today is Nicole Karam. Nicole has demonstrated a cool head. You can come up, A cool head and calm demeanor, no matter what the challenge, including me calling her up too early, in her role as SBA president. Starting as a 1L, Nicole became a member of the SBA Senate, where she learned the ropes of law school student government. As a 2L, she pushed for a 2L reorientation after our return from remote instruction. And as president, she has improved available information about student organizations, solved budgeting issues, and found unspent funds to apply to SBA needs. In sum, she has been a true leader who focuses on her constituents and not herself, and works for the best outcomes without caring who takes the credit. Please join me in again congratulating Nicole. The The Michael Dillon Cooley Memorial Award is presented to the member of the graduating Juris Doctor class who most successfully maintained his or her compassion, vitality, and humanity during law school. This award is highly coveted because the recipient is selected by a vote of the graduating class. The recipient of the Michael Dillon Cooley Award is Cortland Ingraham. The National Association of Women Lawyers Award is presented to a student who contributes to the advancement of women in society, promotes issues and concerns of women in the legal profession, exhibits motivation, tenacity, and enthusiasm, demonstrates academic achievement, and who has earned the respect of the law school faculty and administration. Our winner today embodies all of these attributes. Please join us in congratulating Layla Diallo. And I have more to say about Layla too while she stands there. Layla, who was a previous field placement and GWNY participant, has gone above and beyond to serve the GW law community in her roles as editor-in-chief of the International Law Review, Volume 55 Editorial Board, Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations of the Student Bar Association, 3L Senator of the Student Bar Association Senate, and Black History Month co-chair of the Black Law Students Association. She's the first African American woman in the law school's history to serve as editor-in-chief for ILR. I will hand over the presentation of the next award to Lisa Skank, Associate Dean for National Security, Cybersecurity, and Foreign Relations Law, and Distinguished Professorial Lecturer in Law.
The Robert E. Tebow and Richard B. Skank Award for Service to the Military recognizes one or more members of the graduating class who have undertaken extraordinary efforts to honor, assist, or otherwise support veterans and current members of the United States Armed Forces, and who possess the personal qualities that reflect the qualities of Robert Tebow and Richard Skank, both of whom were military veterans. That's my dad and my father-in-law, including honor, integrity, leadership, self-sacrifice, selfless service, and courage. As part of this award, the recipient receives a flag that has been flown over the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Armed Forces Courthouse with an accompanying certificate signed by Judge Maggs. This year, there are 3 very worthy recipients who worked to create ways to give back to those who served. These students worked as a team, leading a student group that served veterans and the military. They organized career panels, scholarly discussions, pro bono projects, a military appellate court outreach argument, a panel discussion on careers in veterans law, and many, many other worthy events. They worked with the university and law school offices and other student groups, helping to promote services to active duty, military, reservists, and veterans. They also kept veterans apprised of scholarships, benefits, and career opportunities. The first recipient of this award has also been involved in promoting service to the military and veterans, an Army Airborne Ranger veteran who deployed several times, served, and was seriously wounded. As the president of the Veteran Law Students Association, he led by example and mentored numerous military and veteran students. He also administered a scholarship program for veteran students. The first recipient of the Robert E. Tebow and Richard B. Skank Award for service to the military is Maxie Lawton. Maxie is unable to join us today, but please give him a round of applause. Thank you. Maxie is a graduate of Hampton University, where he received a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Master of Science in Applied Mathematics. He also has a Master of Science in International Transportation Management from the State University of New York Maritime College in the Bronx. Maxie will be joining Ogletree Deacons in the Richmond, D.C. office. The second recipient of this award has been involved in promoting service to the military and veterans throughout her time at GW Law. As the National Security Law Association president, she actively led and advertised numerous events, including hosting leaders from the defense community, as well as providing outreach and networking opportunities. She's been the face of the National Security Law Program, welcoming veterans and military members to the law school. The second winner of the Robert E. Tebow and Richard B. Skank Award for service to the military is Vivian Overbeck. Vivian also could not be in attendance today, and she's a graduate of Northern Illinois University in DeKalb, Illinois, where she received a Bachelor of Arts in History. Vivian was selected for the Navy JAG Corps as a 2L and will be serving on active duty in the Navy. Our third and final winner is the president of the Military Law Society, who, as a 2L, was selected for the Marine Corps JAG, and he is now a Marine Corps second lieutenant. He has been involved in promoting service to the military through his active leadership skills, basically bossing people around. He also served as an intern at the U.S. Navy Marine Corps Court of Criminal Appeals. Throughout his time at the law school, he led by example and mentored countless students on military and veteran career opportunities. The final winner of the Robert E. Tebow and Richard B. Skank Award for service to the military is Samuel Follansby. Sam is a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, where he received a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, Politics, and Economics. I can't believe a Marine has that degree, but okay. Sam will be serving on active duty as a Marine Corps JAG officer. Yes, a lot of stuff. I will now invite my friend and colleague, Rosa Solario, Associate Dean for International and Comparative Legal Studies and the Burnett Family Distinguished Professorial Lecturer in International and Comparative Law and Policy, to the podium to continue our awards presentation.
Good afternoon. The Judge Roger Titus Award is given to a graduating student who seeks or obtains a federal district court clerkship and who embodies the qualities of academic excellence, personality, and humility that Judge Titus sought in his law clerks. Judge Titus hired 17 GW law clerks during his tenure on the bench, even though he graduated from Georgetown Law. This year's winner is Spencer Reeves. After graduation, Spencer will serve as a law clerk first to Judge Peter Phipps of the United States Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit, and then to Judge Catherine Kimball, Ms. L, of the United States District Court for the Middle District of Florida. Your program indicates that the next award to be presented is the Ledakis and Weston Award. However, our award recipient is a joint degree student and will be honored at next year's academic awards. Our next award this afternoon, the Thelma Weaver Memorial Award, is presented to the foreign graduate student who, in the judgment of the Dean and the International Graduate Studies Committee, contributed most to the intellectual and professional life of the law school, its students, and faculty. It was established by the late Professor David Weaver in honor of his wife Thelma, who was devoted to our foreign students. Our winner, Sushan Mahajan, he's from India and is currently pursuing his LLM in International and Comparative Law at GW Law School with a concentration in international arbitration, mediation, and other forms of dispute resolution. He has worked tirelessly this year to revitalize our International Arbitration Students Association and to make cornerstone contributions to our community in the area of international law. I'm now pleased to hand the celebration over to Robin Juni, Associate Professor of Fundamentals of Lawyering, to begin the presentation of awards for excellence in a general field of study.
Hello, welcome. Our next award this afternoon, the Ogden W. Fields Award, is given to a member of the graduating Juris Doctor class who has demonstrated the highest proficiency in labor law. The winning student today received superlative grades in labor law, employment law, and employment discrimination law. Our winner is Erin Davey. Our second Labor and Employment Award, the Lawrence E. Seibel Award, is given to a member of the graduating Juris Doctor class who has demonstrated excellence in the labor and employment law field. Our winning student today received superlative grades in labor law, employment benefits law, and employment discrimination law. Our winner is Stephen Staskos. It is now my pleasure to introduce Shrnaz Joshi, Assistant Dean of Graduate International Programs, to the stage for the presentation of the next awards.
Our next award today, the Richard L. Teberg Award, is presented to a member of the graduating Juris Doctor class who demonstrates the highest overall proficiency in the areas of security law. This year we have two winners who have earned identical high grades in both securities regulation and in takeovers and tender offers. Our first award winner is Devin Eager. Devin attended Seton Hall University, earning a bachelor's in business administration before earning a Master's of Taxation from Villanova University. Our second award winner is Caitlin Hubbard. Next, the Henry R. Berger Award is presented to the member of the graduating Juris Doctor class who has demonstrated excellence in the area of tort law. The winning student receives superlative grades in first-year torts, remedies, and law and medicine. The winning student is Michael Brewer. Michael earned his Bachelor in Psychology from the Pennsylvania State University. I would now like to invite John Whalen, Associate Dean for Intellectual Property Law, to the stage to continue our presentation.
Our first IP award this afternoon is given to a member of the graduating JD class who exhibits excellence in the area of patent law. It is awarded in the memory of Chris Bartok, who tragically passed away while a student here at GW. It was Chris's great desire to study patent law, and it is now the wish of his family, and his memory lives on in the accomplishment of students highly skilled in this area. Our winner this year received very high grades in 4 IP courses, including patent law, patent policies and practice, licensing IP rights, and chemical and biotech patent law. The winner is Haley Marishchuk. Kaylee earned her bachelor's degree in genetics from the University of Georgia before earning her master's and PhD in genetics from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Next, the Finnegan Prizes are sponsored by the law firm of Finnegan Henderson, which has long been a leader in the IP practice and a friend to GW Law. These prizes are given to Juris Doctorate or LLM students who produce the best publishable articles in intellectual property law. We have 3 winners to honor, but our first already graduated and will not be here today. Our second place winner is Anne-Marie Dressler, who wrote Semiconductor Patent Enforcement in the ITC. Anne-Marie attended the University of Virginia, earning a bachelor's in mechanical engineering, followed by a master's degree from the University of Maryland in the same field. In a tie for third place, we first have Ojasvini Singh, who wrote Pulp Fiction, an analysis for protecting non-fungible tokens vis-a-vis copyright law. OJ earned a bachelor's degree in political science, economic policy, legal studies, and history from the University of Pennsylvania. And our other third place winner is Maria Rapace, who wrote Quote, is current obviousness type double patenting jurisprudence stifling innovation? Maria attended Worcester Polytechnic Institute and earned a bachelor's degree in biochemistry before earning her PhD in immunology from Tufts University. Our next and final IP award this afternoon, the Rosenberg Prize, is our highest intellectual property award and is presented to the member of the graduating Juris Doctor class who has demonstrated the highest overall excellence in patent and intellectual property law studies. The winning student today received A-range grades in several IP courses, including copyright law, trademark and unfair competition law, the Federal Circuit, patent enforcement, and information privacy law. Our winner is Madeline Moss. Madeline attended the University of California, San Diego, earning a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering. It is now my pleasure to introduce Randall Abate, Assistant Dean for Environmental Law Studies, to the stage for the next two awards.
Charles and Catherine Miller Environmental Award is presented to the member of the graduating class who has demonstrated excellence in the field of environmental law. The award is named in honor of Dean Lee Paddock's grandparents, who lived on a Centennial Farm on Lake Michigan and is the place where he first developed his interest in the environment. The Environmental and Energy Law faculty has selected graduating student Kelly Davis for this award. Kelly published an article on an Endangered Species Act topic in the Environmental Law Reporter, was a semifinalist with her teammate in the North American regional rounds of the International Environmental Moot Court Competition, and interned with EPA's Office of Criminal Enforcement and NOAA's Office of Enforcement. The next award is the Jamie Grodsky Prize for Environmental Law Scholarship. Each spring, GW Law presents the Jamie Grodsky Prize for Environmental Law Scholarship for the best paper written by a JD, LLM, or SJD student in the field of environmental law. The prize commemorates the innovative research of Professor Jamie Grodsky, who passed away in 2010 and is profoundly missed. The prize is funded by a generous gift from Professor Jamie Grodsky's father, Dr. Gerald Grodsky, and memorial gifts from her family, her friends on the faculty. This year, the Environmental and Energy Law faculty honor Shauna Herman for this award. Shauna's winning paper is titled Conservation Co-Governance as Cure, Investigating Aotearoa, New Zealand's Conservation Co-Governance Model as a Blueprint for Restoring Navajo Sovereignty and Managing Canyon de Chelly. The paper addresses the historical exclusion of indigenous peoples from the process of managing their ancestral lands in ways that infringe on tribal sovereignty and treaty rights. It's now my pleasure to introduce Carmia Caesar, Associate Dean for Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion for the presentation of the next award.
The next award this afternoon, the Phi Delta Phi Award, is presented to a member of the graduating Juris Doctor class who has demonstrated excellence in the areas of professional responsibility and jurisprudential studies. This year we have two winners who earned identical grades in professional responsibility and ethics and in their fundamentals of lawyering classes as 1Ls. Our first winner is Olive Lee. Olive attended the University of Virginia, earning a bachelor's degree in American Studies, Race, and Ethnicity. Our second winner is Megan Lick. Megan graduated from the University of Tennessee with a bachelor's degree in neuroscience. Our next award, the Joel B. Rosenthal Award, is presented to a member of the graduating Juris Doctor class who has demonstrated excellence in the area of commercial law. Our winner today is Nicholas Florio. Nicholas earned his bachelor's degree in economics from Fordham University. I would like to hand over the presentation of the next award to Alan Morrison, Lerner Family Associate, Dean for Public Interest and Public Service Law, Professional Lecturer in Law.
The next award is the Howard J. Rudge Creative Solutions Prize. Mr. Rudge, a member of the class of 1964 and a retired senior vice president of DuPont Corporation, has endowed this award for presentation to members of the graduating Juris Doctor class who write the best papers proposing a creative solution to a serious societal problem in the United States. Jacqueline Stabenow, who in 2022 wrote Sentence Hearings, the Criminal Trial Without a Jury, using game theory to promote equitable sentencing outcomes, is the winner of the award. Jackie earned her bachelor's degree in economics from the University of California, San Diego, and will be clerking for the Honorable Judge Robert Smith in the 19th Judicial Circuit of Virginia after graduation. Next, please welcome Christopher Eukins, the Lynn David Research Professor in Government Procurement Law, to present the next award.
The Patricia Tobin Award is given to a member of the graduating Juris Doctor or Masters of Laws class who demonstrates excellence in the area of government procurement law. The winner this year earned very high grades in 4 government procurement-related courses. The winner of this year's Tobin Award is Alex Cardinal. Alex attended Clark University, earning his bachelor's degree. Alex was a contributing member. Alex was a contributing member of the Public Contract Law Journal and graduated with a bachelor's degree in history from Temple University. It's now my pleasure to introduce Andrew Rellan, Associate Director for Student Academic Development, to the podium for the next two awards.
Our next award winner, the Ginny Hassler Walburn Award, is presented to the member of the graduating Juris Doctor class who has demonstrated the highest level of excellence in the area of civil procedure. The winner earned superlative grades in several courses studying the area of civil procedure. Please congratulate Alexander Grayson. Alex attended Clark University, earning his bachelor's degree in philosophy. Next, the Imogen Williford Award is given to a member of the graduating Juris Doctor class who demonstrates excellence in the area of constitutional law. Our winning student this year received extremely high grades in 6 relevant classes: Constitutional Law 1, Constitutional Law 2, First Amendment, U.S. Foreign Relations Law, Federal Courts, and Constitutional Law in the Supreme Court. Our winner is Christopher Shoemaker. Chris attended Miami University, earning a bachelor's in political science. I am now pleased to introduce David Johnson, Assistant Dean for Pro Bono and Advocacy Programs, Professorial Lecturer in Law, to continue the awards presentation.
Before I begin the Advocacy Awards, I just think we should all give a round of applause for Andrew. Before I had gray hair, I ran this award ceremony. It is a lot of work. It's going incredibly well. He also earned his PhD this year. So if we can all give... Okay, so I'm the guy in charge of advocacy programs, and these are all the advocacy awards. The first one, the recipient has waited 2 years to receive this award. It's the Jacob Burns Award. It's given to members of the team that win the Van Vleck Moot Court. Moot Court is a fake oral argument for a Supreme Court, a fake Supreme Court. And the interesting thing about this winner is she's a part-time student, and she was taking Con Law 1 and competing against people that had already completed Con Law 1, completed Con Law 2, completed Advanced Con Law, and she still cut through them like a hot knife through butter. Maura McManus, come on up. Thanks to the direction of the Dean, we have a new area of awards to give out now. It's called the Order of the Barristers. What is the Order of the Barristers? Order of the Barristers is a lot like Order of the Coif. Order of the Coif, all the really smart people in the class get to put that in their bio in Martindale-Hubbell. Order of the Barristers, it's nationally recognized. It's housed at the University of Texas. That also is recognized by Martindale-Hubbell. It's the best oral advocate students in the country. The majority of law schools in the country are members. And we decided this year the fairest way to decide from all the wonderful students here at GW who should be in our inaugural class of the Order of the Barristers. These are students who went to a national competition that any law school could compete in, and they won. Okay, so I mean, this is quite an accomplishment. And we're allowed to give awards in the area of alternative dispute resolution, mock trial, and moot court. In alternative dispute resolution, we sent 2 teams to the 2013 Fordham National Basketball Negotiation Competition. Out of 70 competitors, Ellis McKinney was selected as Best Oral Advocate. Ellis is a big boy. He was a former offensive lineman at the University of Maryland. All right. In the area of mock trial, during the time period of this class graduating, we had 1 team win a mock trial competition, and that was the 2021 Syracuse National Trial Competition. And I'm going to call up those members now for their awards. Do it one at a time, or as a group? Okay, one at a time. Matthew Broussard. Matthew also received this award for being a Best Oral Advocate at the Estrella Mock Trial Competition. Second member of this team, Jackson Kitchen. Third member of this team, I met her twin sisters last night, Alyssa Kirk. Alyssa is also receiving her award for being Best Oral Advocate at the Estrella Mock Trial Competition. And the fourth and final member of this team, Lisa Macbeth. And moving on to moot court, we sent a team to the 2023 Irving R. Kaufman Securities Law Moot Court Competition in New York, hosted by Fordham, and a team won Best Brief. I'd like to call up Ethan Schuchart. And his teammate, Kristen Wilcox. We sent a team to the University of Wisconsin-Madison's Evan Oh, wait. I met the mom last night, and the mom wanted me to say this to her husband. Some man in this audience is watching a soccer game. It's time to look away from your phone. Your daughter's about to get an award. Okay, so we sent a team to the University of Wisconsin-Madison's 2013 Evans Moot Court Competition, and they also won Best Brief. Shani Alan. and her teammate, Jeremy Glick. You're going to hear more about this team later, so I will keep it brief. We sent a team to the Giles Rich IP Moot Court competition. They did well. The first member, Abhinav Garg. And his partner, Patrick Walters. The next advocacy award is the Court Call Law School Award. It is presented to two students, the best mock trial and the best moot court student in the graduating class. You've already met the best mock trial student. It's the only student in the graduating class to twice win Best Oral Advocate in a mock trial competition. And I am told there is a bizarre world that undergrads play fantasy mock trial, and he is someone you would take in the first or second round, much like Josh Allen in real fantasy football. The winner of the Court Call Award is Matthew Broussard. And the winner of the a Court Call Award for Best Moot Court Student, really, everyone else sort of pales in comparison. There are 5 semesters in law school that you can do a moot court. He did a moot court all 5 semesters. You can't do one first semester, but second semester, 1L moot court. Then he was on the national championship team. Then a student dropped out of a cyber law moot court, and he filled in for them. Then he did the Notre Dame Religious Freedom moot court, where his team came in second, and he won second best brief, but that cost him being on Order of Barristers. I'm sorry. And then this past semester, he couldn't get enough of it, and he paid his own way to participate in the antitrust moot court sponsored by George Mason University. A glutton for punishment and president of the moot court board, Jason Long. The next award is the Judge Albert H. Grenadier Award. Judge Grenadier believes strongly in competing in oral advocacy competitions, and there were 2 that he singled out to make sure that GW competes every year, and he recognizes those students with this award. The 2 competitions are the National Moot Court Competition and also the Jessup International Law Moot Court Competition. For the National Moot Court Competition, can I call up Kelly Hutchinson? And for the Jessup side of the award, we have 2 parts of this. One, our patient student is coming back up because she's a part-time student from the 2021-2022 Jessup team, Maura McManus. And Maura won 8th Best Oral Advocate in the competition. And then for the current year's Jessup team, all of which are graduating, I'm going to call you up as a group because I kind of want to talk about your team. Holden Fitzgerald, Alan Harrison, Gabriel Lisco, and Nicole Thurn. I don't need to be in this picture. I'm just going to tell you about them. So this team at the DC Regional came in second. At the DC Regional, Allen was first place Best Oral Advocate, Holden was fifth, and they won third Best Brief. Then they went on to the National Championship, and you will hear more about that in a moment. Okay, well, I know there's a Rothwell Award. It's just not here. Okay, the Rothwell Award is the next award. Are you ready? Spinogle? Okay. Okay, Rothwell's the end. All right. The next award is a Spinogle Award. A good friend of mine, Professor Andy Spinogle, endowed this award before he passed away. It honors a competition really near and dear to his heart. It's the Spinogle International Commercial Arbitration Competition, and it's the only international competition that we go to. It takes place in either Hong Kong or in Vienna, Austria. This year, the team opted to go to Vienna, Austria. And I'd also like to call up this team as a group. Amanda Grace. Max Pill. Sandy Rockland. And Shalin Shah. They finished in the top third in the world at the competition, and they met weekly at Covington and Burling with their coaches. Okay, and the last of the advocacy awards. For this one, I'd like to ask John Whalen to come up and join the dean. Dean Whalen was instrumental in getting this award endowed, as well as the hiring of a truly fantastic coach, alum Matt Dowd. You've already met the recipients, so I'll call them up, but I really need to tell you what they accomplished. The recipients are Abhinav Garb and Patrick Walters. Abhinav and Patrick won the on-campus Rothwell competition, which alone would get them this award, but then they go to the external Giles Rich Moot Court. They win the Southeast Regional by defeating Duke, and their coach was particularly happy because it was the same day that Duke got eliminated from the NCAA. They then moved on to the national championship, where they faced a murderer's row. They eliminated Columbia. They then faced a second team from Columbia, eliminated them, and then they faced a team in the national championship in Texas, one of the finest law schools in the country, and they eliminated them. The national champions of the Giles Rich Moot Court competition. It is now my pleasure to welcome my friend Scott Pagel, Associate Dean for Information Services, Director of the Law Library, and Professor of Law, for a presentation of awards for excellence in general field of study.
Thank you, Dean Johnson. The Kappa Beta Pi Awards are presented to the women in the full-time and part-time divisions who attained the highest cumulative averages in the first year of legal study. In the day division, our winner is Riley Desper. Riley first earned a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from Arizona State University before earning a master's in carbon management from the University of Edinburgh. In the evening division, the student with the highest GPA in the first year of law school is Maura McManus. Maura, seen a few times already today, earned her bachelor's degree in French from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. Next is the Phi Delta Delta Award, which is presented to the female student who attained the single highest cumulative average in the first semester. With a 4.088 GPA in the first semester of law school, the winning student is Olive Lee. Olive was an articles editor for the George Washington Law Review. The next two awards are endowed in the name of John Ordronaux, both recognizing exceptional performance during a single year of law school. The first Ordronaux Award recognizes the member of the graduating Juris Doctor class who attained the highest cumulative average in the first year full-time course of study. With a first-year GPA of 4.043, our winner is Scott Hepler. Scott attended Brigham Young University, earning a bachelor's in anthropology with a sociocultural emphasis. The second Ordronaux Award recognizes the highest cumulative average in the second year full-time course of study. Our second year winner with a GPA of 4.093 in his 2L year is Jonathan Clark. Jonathan attended San Diego State University, earning a bachelor's in communication and political science, followed by a master's degree in communication studies. And now I'm pleased to welcome back to the podium Jason Belk, Associate Dean of Students, to finish our presentation of awards today.
Next, the Charles Glover Award is presented to the member of the graduating class who has attained the highest cumulative average GPA in their third year of full-time study. The winner receives a monetary award, a dean's certificate of achievement, and a computer tablet, a Kindle, holding a legal dictionary. I know, you'll need it. With a GPA in the third year of 4.244, this year's Charles Glover Award winner is Olive Lee. She spent a lot of time up here, so we're gonna get it right. Olive will be clerking for Judge V.J. Shanker on the District of Columbia Court of Appeals here in Washington, D.C. Among our final awards this afternoon, the Willard Waddington Gottschall Awards recognize the three members of the graduating JD class who have attained the highest cumulative averages over their entire law school career. It goes without saying that the recipients of this award have worked very hard in each of their courses each semester here in law school. It is my pleasure to announce the winners in alphabetical order, but in no particular order of rank: Scott Hepler, Spencer Reeves, and Michael Hill. please, we're going to do a group photo for the three of you all. The Ann Wells Branscombe Award is presented to the member of the graduating JD class who attained the highest cumulative average in the part-time division for the entire course of the degree. This could otherwise be called the Excellence in Time Management Award, as the recipient excelled above all of their classmates while juggling the rigors of the curriculum, working, and attending law school in the evening. I can tell you that all the deans and the faculty accord the highest respect to students in the part-time program, and most certainly the Branscombe recipient. Our winner today has a name that is familiar to you all, Maura McManus. Maura earned a 3.95 over the course of her 4 years here. During her time at GW Law, she was the managing editor of the George Washington Law Review and will be clerking for the Honorable Judge John D. Bates on the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia in fall of 2024. You all have been so patient. Our final presentation for this afternoon, or is it morning yet? Is it afternoon? It's afternoon now. For this afternoon is the John Bell Larner Award, which is given to the member of the graduating JD class who attained the highest cumulative average in the entire course of the degree. This is, of course, the award that designates the student with the highest distinction for overall academic excellence in the graduating class. It's the last award that we calculate, and we just did this 2 days ago. And it represents an extraordinary effort on behalf of the Records Office and your faculty to get all these grades in, so thank you. We are very proud to honor the student who earned the highest GPA in the 2023 graduating JD class, who earned a 4.019, and that is Scott Hepler. So this concludes the Academic Awards celebration. I want to remind you that the digital program, like the one you received in advance of today's celebration, which includes the names of the actual award recipients, you all, it will be available online later on this afternoon with the QR code on the back of your program that you are all fanning with, because I know it's a little warm. Graduates, please join me in a round of applause for those who helped you get here, your family, friends, and other supporters. Thank you. Thank you. And now, families and friends, please join me in congratulating one last time our esteemed award winners. We know it has taken a ton of hard work for them to be recognized here today, and we are grateful to get a chance to begin this celebration weekend with you. Dean Matthew is going to lead our processional out, followed by the faculty and the students. Please head across the street to the law school to enjoy a celebration to celebrate our winners. Thank you. This concludes our award ceremony.